Hey, Shalom. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushai, Bashem, Kadash, Barakatham. Um, this lesson is the title of this lesson is named The Perpetual Hatred of Esau. Because mainly we don't have a problem with this amongst our own, you know, but we do. It does happen to Israel. Now, I mean our own, it's about the elect. But once you're talking about Salaki, this is not related to what we're doing uh, from that last lesson. But we're talking about Jake as a whole because Jake don't understand that Esau has a spiritual hatred for us, and that spiritual hatred is perpetual, and that word perpetual means never ending, never ending, and the hatred comes and stems from the Genesis the 25th chapter throughout the 27th chapter. All right, so matter of fact, let's see here. So once we go here, let's see if I can just get the passage. All right. Let's see here. Let's go to Genesis 25th. All right. Something like blue letters. It's simple. You spell one word wrong, uh, and they act like y'all messed up. You know, while I do this, I'll do want to say, double honors to our apostles who rule well. You know, the Wadi Bashim Yahushai for our apostles and their leadership and help and edify the elect. Blessed salutations to you brothers out there. Lord willing, you amongst the elect, and um, also appreciate the service. You know, help us continue and grow in this ministry. Okay. So so we go to Genesis 25. We just go to the chapter in itself. All right. So once you go into Genesis 25, you can start at 25 and 25. Really, let's start. So let's go to 21. It says, and Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife because she was barren, and the Lord was entreated of him. And Rebekah, his wife, conceived, right? And the children struggled together within her. And she said, if it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of the Lord. So the children were fighting from the get-go. All right? Jacob and Esau were fighting from the get-go in the womb. All right? Which is a key point. Okay? And says, and the Lord said unto her, two nations are in thy womb, and two manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. Now, people like to say, oh, I bleed because you got this color, don't make us different. There are manners of people. And Jacob and Esau are two manner of people. Matter of fact, let's see what that word manner means. Okay? I believe it's Shanayim. Shanayim. It says two, both, double, twice, second. The ordinal number in combination with other numbers says both. So I don't think that's the proper wording for it. See if they got a root word for it, or if it breaks down at the least. All right, this is another. It says second, the ordinal number again. a second time another or other, something as distinct from something else. You know what I'm saying? And Jacob and Esau are two individuals that are distinct from something else. They're something that's distinct from something else. They're two different people. All right. So that's what what it means by two manner of people. All right. So let's go here. I don't know why it's not responding, but oh well. Get past that, Satan. Genesis 24 and 25 and 24 it says, and her days to be delivered were fulfilled. Behold, there were twins in a room, and the first came out red all over like a hairy garment, and they called his name Esau. And it doesn't mean he was hairy, but he was red all over like a hairy garment, like if you got a leather jacket, and the leather jacket is just all leather, 100% leather. It's going to be leather all over from the inside to the outside, because it's all over like a hairy garment. So Esau's red all over like a hairy garment, just like the palm of my hand. I'm not red all over like a hairy garment. This side is brown, but this side is red. You know what I'm saying? You say what you want to say, but if I were to press it, it turns white, but then it turns back red. You can see a little red in my hand. Why? Because there's no pigment here. But here it's not red, okay? Same skin. As you can see, the skin changes. It's not rocket science, right? It says Genesis 25 and 26. It says, after that came out his brother, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob, and Isaac was therefore 60 years old when she bare them. All right, so I read this passage specifically because I want to get on. It says Esau's hill. Okay, so I'm gonna see if I can find that in the Apocrypha. See if I can find that situation, which is believing to be consistent with wisdom of Solomon. I don't think it is though. Let's see here. I don't know what to do here. Platform only. All right. The second Ezra, chapter 6. All right. Chapter 6, verse 8. I believe starts at 6 and 5. Could be wrong. So let's start at 7. All right. Second Ezra chapter 6 verse 7 says, then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times, and what shall be the end of the first, and the beginning of it that followeth? So what's being asked is like, what's going to be the last days? What's going to be the end? How are you coming back? Or what is one of the signs that you're coming back? It says, and he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born, we just read that part, were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. All right. The hand of man is betwixt the heel and the hand. Other question Ezra asked thou not. All right. So the Esau grabbing the heel of Esau grabbing the heel of Jacob grabbing the heel of Esau was synonymous to what? A transition, pulling them back or pulling them down. When you grab somebody's ankle while they're walking or running, you're tripping them up. Okay, so it's basically Jacob is going to be the downfall of Esau. All right, because some people also like to speculate. Well, when the Most High is going to do it, which is true, Most High is going to do it, but the Most High, a part of the downfall of Esau is going to be through Jacob. So we're going to go to Ezekiel, the 25th chapter. All right. See here. We're going to start at 13. Slakia. 25 and 12. Ezekiel 25 and 12 says, thus said the Lord power, because that Edom have dealt against the house of who? Judah, by taking vengeance, right? And have greatly offended and revenged himself upon them. How did he revenge himself? That birthright. Okay, and we're going to get into that. It says, therefore, thus saith the Lord, I will also stretch out my hand upon Edom, and cut off man and beast from it, and I will make it desolate from Teman, and they of Dedan shall fall by the sword. Okay, he says, and I will stretch out my hand upon Edom, and cut off man and beast from it, and let, and then it goes into 24, and I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the what? Hand of my people Israel. And they shall do in Edom according to my anger and according to my fury. And they shall know my vengeance. Esau shall know the Lord's vengeance, saith the Lord. So the Lord's vengeance upon Esau is partially going to be through the hands of Israel, because another part is going to be through the chariots of Israel and Yahweh Shai. All right. But right here, it's telling you, you know what I'm saying, that the Most High is going to take down Edom by the hands of his people. Oh, okay, and the people of the Most High is Israel. All right, there's no other nation that is of the Most High. All right, every nation comes from the Most High, but let's see here. Just want to prove that point. I believe it's in Esdras. Yeah. 6 and 58. All right. But the point is, Ezra's been an Israelite. Okay. He says in Second Ezra 6 and 55, it says, all this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou hast made us the world for our sake. As for the other people who also come of Adam, thou hast said that they are nothing but be like unto spittle. Okay. And has likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel. And now, O Lord, because behold, these heathen, okay, which is heathen means non-Israelite. We would consider heathen because we were spiritually departed from the Most High, and He cut us off, okay, but we have been joined back unto Him, all right, through Yahweh Shai, all right. It says, which have ever been reputed as nothing, have begun to be lords over us, and this is going on to this day, and to devour us. But we, thy people, whom thou hast called thy firstborn, thy only begotten, all right, and thy fervent lover, are given into their hands. If the world now be made for our sakes, right? This is why do we not possess an inheritance with the world? How long shall this endure? So this basically is going over everything of what we're going through now. We're at the bottom. The Lord said, the Bible said, I've seen this. When the Lord said, I've seen servants upon horses. You know what I'm saying? So like, you got that who's that nigga on that nag concept, and this is where it stems from. You know what I'm saying? But we thy people, we don't share. If the world made for our sake, why we don't share inheritance? Because of the curses. You know what I'm saying? That's as simple as that. All right. So let's get into some more scriptures. All right. This dealing with Esau. This is not something that Jake like to say. Well, all Edomites are bad, or you can't look at everybody like that. Why don't you just do what you want to do? You got to understand who your enemy is. Okay. You got to understand what they're doing. When a fighter is about to fight the opponent, they watch him. They go to their fights and they observe him. To understand what their tendencies are. All right, so we're going to go to Genesis, the 27th chapter, the 38th verse. All right, and Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept, because Jacob had supplanted his father, and he supplanted Esau also. And he stole the birthright, right? Even though it was ordained for it to happen, but even though the ordainment happened, it doesn't just happen like that all the time. There's a process, and this was the process of it. The Lord put the spirit of Jacob to be who he is. He put the spirit on Esau to be who he is. He put the spirit on him to eat that red meat. He put the spirit on him to go out there and hunt. He put the spirit on him to be the person he is today. And it was a process, and that spirit the spirit on him goes with the algorithm or goes with the process of Yahweh Shem Shai and what he wants to do. You know, just like he did Pharaoh, he hardened his heart to create that situation or to make that situation come into fruition of what he said was going to happen. When the Lord said this is going to happen and that's going to happen, and people say, yeah, but this is why it happened. Why it doesn't matter. It's the fact that the Lord said it's going to happen. Why it does have a part to play with it, but just because you can explain why, it doesn't denounce the Lord's prophecy. Just like I was watching this one movie, you had earthquakes in diverse places on the movie, and the lady was like, well, the tectonic plates did this, and this why this happened. And then uh, 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 they had wars and rumors of wars, and basically she had a reason and logical reason, and it was factual on why all these things were happening. Just because you know why, it doesn't take away that the fact that the Lord didn't say it was going that the Lord did say it was going to happen. You know, the whole point is the Lord said it was going to happen. If He said the water shall turn red, you know, with blood, and you say, oh, that's the algae, that don't matter. The Lord said it's going to turn red with blood. You know what I'm saying? Okay. It says Genesis 27:39. It says, and Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be in the fatness, be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of heaven from above. You know, they are all over the planet Earth. And by thy sword shall thou live, and shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke off thy neck. And that's what's going on right now, because he's not serving us. Esau, the so-called white man, which is the so-called white man, is not serving us. He's broken the yoke. All right. So right now he's running amok. He's doing what he want to do, and basically he has free reign. All right. So the point is in 41. It says, and Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father at hand, then will I slay my brother Jacob. So this whole spirit right here, it still exists today. They hate us to this day, whether they know it or not. It's on the spirit of the descendants of Esau, every one of them. They have a perpetual hatred for Yasha Allah, Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. And they use the sword. They're very destructive. The sword is basically guns, missiles, you know, poison, you know what I'm saying? Whatever they use as a weapon of destruction, that's their sword, man. That's their blessing. That's why they're so good at shooting. That's why they are infatuated with shooting all the time and things of that nature. All right? So let's go to Ezekiel. We're going to Ezekiel 35, all right? Ezekiel chapter 35 and 1, it says, moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir. Mount Seir is just a place for Esau, okay? See here, Sha'ayar, I believe. It's hairy as shaggy. What a coincidence, right? It says patriarch of the Horites and inhabitants of Edom, before the descendants of Esau, the Edomites, the land of Edom, south of the Dead Sea, mountain range in Edom extending from the Dead Sea to the Atlantic Gulf, okay? Apparently also called Mount Seir, and extending most of the distance of the range itself, a mountain in northern Judah, laying westward from Kirjath Jearim, because you got Esau stay right below us. So let me see if I can get it on Google real quick. All right, let's see here. So, and we get the map of the 12 tribes of Israel. I'm gonna see if they get the whole entire map. See if I can find a really good one. So this one only shows so much. I wanna get the videos right. What the hell? Flights. Oh. Maps. Oh, see here. There we go, images. Let me see. I'm just put Edom in there. You know. Go to images. There we go. As you see here, this is a good depiction. All right. This is you got Petra. Petra, because I wanted to go in there. Petra means it means rock, but Kingdom of Edom is right south of Judah. So when it says that it was in southern Judah, it don't mean that it was in Judah. It was basically south of Judah. Okay, just like you see with Moab, you see Ammon, and you see that northern and southern Judah, Israel, and then you have the Philistines. This is the land that when we were coming out of Egypt, this is the land, the portion of the land that that was not conquered based off of the treaty that was made, because the Lord wanted to kick all the Hamites out of this land so we can rule our land. But this was the portion that they had based off that treaty and letting them live amongst us. All right. So going back to the scriptures, all right, we're going to get back to where we were. All right. It says, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir, which is Esau, all right, and prophesy against it. It says, and say unto it, thus saith the Lord power, behold, O Mount Seir, because just like we call Israel, you know what I'm saying? Of course, Israel is a land, or he calls Zion or Jerusalem. You know, Zion's a good example of, how he calls us a place when we are actually, he's talking about the people within that place, okay? And says, and say unto it, thus saith the Lord power, behold, Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch out my hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate. I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know I am the Lord, right? Now, desolation means to the total destruction. It says, because, why? Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. So let's see what that perpetual hatred is. That word perpetual. Okay. And y'all always want to talk, well, you shouldn't hate. Esau has a perpetual hate. Okay, it says long duration, antiquity, futurity, forever, ever, everlasting, evermore, perpetual, old, ancient, world, ancient time, long time, a future, forever, always, continuous existence, perpetual, everlasting, indefinite, or unending future, eternity. They have an unending hatred for us. So to sit there and think that, oh, that's the past, or let's get over, they don't spiritually, they're not separated from that hate for us. You know what I'm saying? They still have that hate for us, whether they know it or not, because it's an ancient, non-ending hatred that they have for Yasha. Okay? And it comes from that birthright situation. Really, it comes from all, not even birth, it's just that we are two different people. We're two manner of people coming from the womb. Okay, so the Lord says, therefore, as I live, saith the Lord, I will prepare unto thee blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Sith thou hast hated, has not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee, because they always are destructive. Thus will I make Mount Seir most desolate, and cut off from it him that passeth out, and him that returneth. And I will fill his mountains with his slain men in thy hills, and in thy valleys, and in all thy rivers shall they fall that are slain with the sword. Okay, and I will make thee perpetual desolations, and thy cities shall not return, and ye shall know that I am the Lord. And that's the ultimate end result of Esau and his land, is that he shall not not his land, but him specifically, because once Esau is destroyed, the world is going to be still going to be inhabited, including the land below Judah, you know. But America won't be inhabited. This is the mainland that won't be inhabited. But as far as in the Middle East, that land will be inhabited, right? So the Lord is talking about totally destroying Esau. Why? Because of his perpetual hatred and his bloodshed, specifically upon Esau. And he said about touching the apple of his eye. That's the whole thing. And people are, especially Esau, they're taking that very lightly. They're taking that very lightly. Okay, so let's go to Amos chapter 1. What? Verse 12, I believe. Verse 12. So see here, verse 11. It says, Amos 1 and 11 says, "Thus said the Lord, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4 I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because he did pursue his brother with the sword." Who is Esau's brother? Is Jacob. Now this fuck people head up that we're more closely related to Esau, the so-called white man, than we are to a Hamite. Because why niggas are simple. They believe because he's black and I'm black, I'm more related to him. No, Edomite stemmed from black people, or so-called colored black people. He stemmed from dark people. They weren't the first people on planet Earth. So if you can pop up from nowhere out of dark-skinned people, what means the darker you are, the more closer you are related. You know, they could be really, at the end of the day, Jacob and Esau, the 2 last nations that were born on planet Earth. We're the 2 youngest nations. All right? It don't matter how far back Egypt goes, and Egypt started in this time. It don't matter. But the world was made for our sakes, Israel's sakes. Okay? It says, because if it was for y'all be ruling right now, or doing something. Who are the 2 main forces on planet Earth that are going back and forth? Is Jacob and Esau. Okay? We're in a low condition right now, but we are worldly game changing people. You know, we change the way the world is and will be. It says, "I will not turn away that punishment thereof, because he did pursue his brother with the sword, and did cast off all pity, and his anger did tear perpetually, and he kept his wrath forever." Okay? "But I will send a fire upon Teman, which shall devour the palaces of Basra. Thus said the Lord, for 3 transgressions." Salakia, this is something different. So that's telling you right there, Esau had that perpetual hatred. It's a non-ending hatred. That's why when Jacob and Esau, after the birthright situation, Esau ran into Jacob, and Jacob sent a caravan, you know, with a certain amount of people in before that, just to make sure he didn't do anything. But Esau was doing all right. That's a good point too. Esau was doing all right, so Esau wasn't really tripping on Jake. You know what I'm saying? So when Esau ain't doing, you know, Esau give these celebrities money, or he do good by him and stuff like that, that's because Esau is doing all right. You know what I'm saying? To a certain level, to a certain extent. Just like they say, let's make America great again. You start to see all this so-called racism pop up and sprout up from so-called nowhere. This truly racism pop up from so-called nowhere is because it was suppressed. You know, Esau wasn't really bothered by our existence because they were over us. All right, but now that they're being brought low, all that you know, internal feeling is being exposed. You know what I'm saying? What that dude said at the airport or wherever he was, I think it was in a mall or something, the 2 cops was beating the hell out of the Edomite, and he said, "Y'all treating me like a black person. Y'all treating me like I'm black," because they know that dude, you can tell that's a guy that will say hi to you, open the door for you, and all kind of shit like that. But the moment he got brought low, that racism came out, man. Because why? They have a perpetual hatred. They don't care if niggas get shot. They don't care if this happened. It gets to a point that you have to do something. But for the most part, if it came between us and them, they're going to pick themselves. Unless it's something that's beneficial to themselves, or if it's going to be detrimental to them, to the point they're going to say, okay, I sink one white nigga just to calm things down. But for the most part, they don't give a lovely fuck, okay? It says, Psalms 1:1, it says, "Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful, but his delight is in the law of the Lord. Who delights in the law of the Lord? The elect, mainly Israel, because what it says in Second Ezra, it says, your name shall be found in no place but in Israel. Okay, and in his law doth he meditate day and night. Right? Salakia, I'm in the wrong one, but that was good though. That was good. I'm looking for Psalms the 14th chapter. All right. It says Psalms 14:1. It says, to the chief musician of Psalm of David, the fool hath said in his heart, there is no God. That's the first off. The fool hath said in his heart, there is no God. Who's the main people that don't believe in the Most High? You know, you got these black atheists. What they are, black atheists, because you know that's not a nationality, that's not an inheritance, but that's a trait. You know, atheists are mainly Edomites. Edomites started that. They got that vibe of not believing in a power. Okay, so they're, when I say vibe, because oh, they got white Christians and white Catholics and not seeing white Baptists and look, man, they are ones that come up with that agnostic or not believe in the Most High. They start that vibe out. Okay, they're the ones that push that vibe. All right, we always been a believing people, but the Most High made man upright, but he sought out many inventions. He started learning the ways of the heathen. Okay, it says they are corrupt. They have done abominable works. There is none that doeth good. The Lord looketh down from heaven upon the children of men to see if there were any that did understand us and seek the Most High. They are all gone aside. They are all together become filthy. There is none that doeth good. No, not one. Ain't no one Edomite that's cool. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no one that's cool. If he cool, he a Jake. You know what I'm saying? That look like an Edomite, right? Have all the workers of iniquity no knowledge, who eat up my people Israel, as they eat bread and call not upon the Lord? Therefore, said there were they in great fear, for the Most High is in the generation of the righteous, which are Israelites. Ye have shamed the counsel of the poor, because of the Lord, because the Lord is his refuge. You know, they don't listen to us because the Lord is our refuge. They are coming against Israel. Oh, the salvation of Israel will come out of Zion, when the Lord bringeth back the captivity of his people. Jacob shall rejoice and Israel shall be glad. What's bringing back the captivity? Us being back under the laws, us being men of the Lord again as a nation. Okay, not as the elect or the prophets, and you got prophets, you got the elect, and then you got 2/3 and Israel separated. No, it's talking about all of us being together again. All right, so I want to go to Romans 9th chapter real quick. And I really didn't want to go into it because it's self-explanatory. But I guess I'll go into it. You know what I'm saying? Because we always go in Romans 9th chapter. See here. So in Romans 9:10 it says, and not only this, but when Rebekah also had conceived by one, even by our father Isaac, for the children not yet being born, having neither done any good or evil, that the purpose of what? The Most High, according to the election, might stand. He elected Jacob, all right? Not of works, but of him that calleth. So it didn't have anything, you know, because I stand corrected. It didn't have anything to do with that birthright. But the birthright was the process that had to be taken to ignite that situation. What he's basically saying is that everything happens for a reason. You know what I'm saying? And the spirit of Esau was always in him. It's just that it happened that the birthright, taking the birthright, was the situation that ignited the fire of that hatred of Jacob and Esau. It says, it was said unto her, the elder shall serve the younger, as it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. And verse 17, jumping down verse 17, says, for the scripture saith unto Pharaoh, even for the same purpose have I raised thee up, that I might show my power in thee, and that my name might be called, might be declared throughout all the earth. So the Lord is basically saying that he raised Pharaoh up. He put a spirit on Pharaoh to be how he was. He put the spirit on Esau to be the person he is to be, to show his name across the four corners of the earth. Because when he take him down, everybody will know that the Most High exists, because nobody can take Esau down, no matter how you want to put it. I don't care from within, without, financially, economically. You're not going to do it because his blessing was the fatness of the earth and the sword. Okay, so you can't just take him down without the Lord's permission. Okay, so that's just putting that out there because Jake always getting that spirit of thinking, oh yeah, they got some bad Edomites out there, but the other ones are good. No, ain't none of them good. All of them are an enemy to Israel. But so in the Psalms when it says the enemies have come together against thee. All right, and Edom was the first nation that was named. All right, they are confederate against us. Okay, and Esau is the hegemon or the head of that hate. You know. So with that being said, I'm gonna say call halal to Yahweh Shem Yahushai, double honors to our apostles / elders, which are GMS and blessed salutation to bless out that teaching, enduring truth, sincerity. Hey, Ahabatham, Shalom.